Hello everyone, I'm Marco from Radio Emotions, and today I have the pleasure of being here with Sarah Warren.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me, Marco.
How you doing?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm just in LA and it's been really hot this week, so
Really?
I'm like low-key melting all the time. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So there is I can see the sun, right?
Yeah, it's today is like a little cooler, thankfully,
Ah, okay.
but it's just been like blazing for the last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Here we had only rainy days, so you are
Oh,
more lucky than us.
sorry to hear that.
So we can start. I would like to start with the beginning of your career, and how did you get into the world of music and when?
So I got into music when I was a kid. I was just kind of singing all the time. I just always knew that I was a singer. And then as a teenager, I started writing music. It was my way of dealing with, when you have like teenage emotions and you go through your like emo phase and
Yeah.
the world's against you. And so I just really turned to music when I was at school. I would just like, I played piano as well. So I'd like write music with piano and I recorded myself. I got some software, I got Logic Pro on my laptop, and I would just like lock myself away and make beats and record my vocals and write music. Um, and then at university, I started messaging producers through SoundCloud and sending my vocals to them. And then we would like release music onto SoundCloud and to small electronic labels. And the song started to get some attention. And I just really enjoyed the process of like collaborating with people and using the internet to make music together. Um, and then yeah, I guess just some of the songs took off and started getting attention, and I collabed with more people, and then I became kind of like a known artist in the
Hmm.
scene. Um, and now I like tour and I DJ and perform my music, and I also continue to collaborate. So collaboration's been like a massive part of my story.
Yeah, yeah, of course, but because you're a singer, and I would like to know how did you realize that your voice was suitable with the production, with the dance production, also electronic productions?
Yeah, it's a good question. I used to go to raves a lot. Like I loved EDM and trance music, but at the time I was just singing with piano and just playing open mic nights and small
Okay.
gigs, like acoustic nights. And but then I was a massive fan of trance, and I remember hearing Concrete Angel by Gareth Emery and Christina Novelli and being like, hang on a sec, this is just like a beautiful song with a drop. Um, and I guess I was like, maybe I could do that. Um, and then, yeah, a few people said to me, like, your voice would really work for trance music. And I was like, well, let's give it a go. And I started sending my vocals to some trance DJs. I worked with Rog, who was like with Armada. And he was kind of like my gateway into trance music. I did a couple things with him. And I don't know if you know about my early career, but I really came up through trance by working with those DJs and getting a lot of support from Armin van Buuren on A State of Trance. And yeah, I love the genre. I take so much inspiration from it, and now I'm making more techno, but I feel like there's a lot of relation between the genres. So yeah, I kind of just I had the idea and I tried it and it worked, and here we are.
Yeah, and in those days, you had a specific artist that inspired you the most?
Um, I was very inspired by songwriters,
Okay.
um, and not really by electronic
Mhm.
artists because I feel what my craft is mostly with the lyrics and melodies. And when I'm making music, I'm not thinking necessarily about the production until I've locked in like the strongest melody and lyric that I could possibly find. Um, so I was inspired a lot by like Banks. She's a really cool R&B singer. By Dido, massive fan. Robin,
Yeah,
all of these kind of female singers who write their own music. I was a massive fan of those people, and I feel like you can tell when people are writing their own music. Um, Ellie Goulding was also an inspiration, and she was, like an electronic pop artist. So that was definitely um, like that gap that I was bridging. Um, yeah, so mostly singers and songwriters, but now I'm so inspired by electronic artists and DJs.
yeah, of
Just
course.
yeah, everything.
Everything. Okay. So, you recently announced that you will be attending the EDC in Las Vegas, right? There will be big names, really big names on the stage. And what do you expect from this festival
So I've been to EDC a few times as a singer, but it's my first time going as a
as
DJ.
a DJ, of course?
Yeah, so I think this year I will have a bit more fun. I kind of just want to like party a bit and make sure I stop off at my friends' sets. Like I'm definitely going to the pop off and Space 92 back to back at Circuit Grounds. I think that's going to be a really like iconic set. Hopefully hear some of my songs. Yeah, I think I just want to have fun this year. You know, when I'm DJing, I'm just like chilling. Like it's such a fun party experience. So I don't really overthink the
Yeah,
performance side. You just flow with it. Whereas with singing, it's like you got to be focused and protecting your voice and warming up and not drinking too much.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. And when did you start to play console and why?
Um, in lockdown, I got some decks because I was, I feel like in lockdown everyone just kind of took something
Yeah,
new
yeah.
up.
You
So
tried
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Like that.
yeah, I was writing a lot, but then I was like, oh, I'm gonna try DJing. I've been meaning to do it. And I just practiced and built a few sets and enjoyed it. But my sets then were like melodic house and trance, and it's a long way away from what I'm doing now. But yeah, and then as I released more music that I felt was um, aligned with my artist identity, I started to build sets that I thought were really sick and cutting edge, and I started to play more raves and warehouse parties, and stuff would go down really well. So yeah, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to take this seriously now and make it a big part of my artist identity to tour and DJ and play my music.
Yeah, perfect. I think that an artist as you is for you is important to have the ability or also to sing on a stage on an electronic production, also to play a console. So I
Yeah,
think
definitely. And it's
it's
so
important.
important to see, when you're playing the music to the crowd and seeing the reaction and feeling that connection is so rewarding. And
Mm.
I felt like I was just missing out on so many of those special moments before because I wasn't having that interaction with the crowd. Um, but yeah, it makes you understand dance music on a whole new level.
So you've came out with a lot of songs in the past days, and there are collaborations with really important names in the electronic music world. You did one of these live at Miami Music Week. Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Act of God with Layton. Okay.
Yes.
How it was performing on such important stage and with such an important artist.
was really cool. It was felt like a big career highlight. It was a little stressful because I had my own DJ set right before, and it was like a 10-minute walk away. And there was going to be this overlap of time where I had to get across like as quickly as I could so that I didn't miss it. And that kind of took away some of the like enjoying the moment because I was so stressed. And I literally, me and my friend were running through the hood in Miami to like get there. And we got there, and it's so crowded, so you have to like fight your way to get backstage. And then I found the sound guy, and I was like, got my mic, and then I relaxed. um, but yeah, once I was on stage, it felt so natural, and I wasn't really nervous. I was just like, this is such a cool moment. I felt very comfortable. I love performing Act of God because it's like something I wrote from a very natural place. Like all of those lyrics and melodies are kind of like my DNA. So I was just like having my moment, and obviously with the other artists too on the stage, we were all just kind of like vibing, and yeah, it felt great. And the audience reaction was so cool. Like they were singing the lyrics back, and as a writer, that's something that really like feels very fulfilling.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I can imagine you were so proud of this.
so proud. Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And do you prefer big stages or small stages?
I actually prefer small, like intimate venues. I've played a few pop-up shows in random spaces.
Because you feel more the crowd?
Yeah, and I want to be I see myself as like being on the same level as the crowd, and we're all just partying together.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing as much as I'm doing. So when you're in a stage, you're kind of just like in your own little box, and it's really cool, especially if you have your friends and your team behind you. So I do really enjoy it, but there is something about being like right in front of your crowd, and feeding off the energy that I really love.
Fantastic. And did you play in a lot of festivals? And I want to know a personal thing of you. What do you think about the festival situations? Are they changing in a positive or in a negative way?
I'm definitely an optimist, so
Okay.
I would always say that things progress for a reason. Um, Obviously, festival lineups are getting more packed, and I think there might be a kind of change to less bookings but longer sets. As a DJ, like it's so nice to play for 2 hours, rather than just like an hour set. It's very hard to lock in and to enjoy. It's over
Mhm.
so quickly, and you've got to play your IDs, like your new songs, but then you've also got to play songs that the crowd is going to respond to, and you can't really do that naturally in an hour. It's just hard work to plan those sets. Whereas if you have 2 hours, you can go on more of a journey. You don't have to be so um, you don't have to plan the set so much. You can just kind of like settle in and get through the songs you need to get through, and then also have some fun moments of exploring. So I think for festivals, like, yes, there's a lot of talented people out there, and it's great that everyone has a platform. But I think it would be nice if they, yeah, could give each artist more time and maybe more variation in the lineups as well. I feel like a lot of these festivals have the same headliners. So, yeah, more variation and longer sets and more of like an artist experience. And I think that the it would be great for the community because I think the community would embrace that.
Fantastic. And if someone wants to hear you live, see you live, where he can do it? Where will you perform in the next few days?
So next weekend is EDC. I'm playing
Okay,
on
of course.
Sunday. And then I'm playing in Miami on Labor Day weekend, which is the 24th and 25th of May, I'm going to be playing at 11 and Vixens in Fort Lauderdale. And then I'm playing Toronto on the 31st of May. And then in June, I'm playing in Poland at,
Ah, also in Europe. Okay.
yes, at Silesia Beats Festival. There's a lot of really cool techno artists on that lineup, so I'm very excited. Yeah, so I'm kind of all over the place. And then hopefully a few more things popping up in Europe as well.
Okay. Have you ever been in Italy to play?
Um, in my previous life of being an acoustic singer, I played
Where?
I played like so far sounds in Trieste
Okay.
and Torino.
Trieste, yes, of course.
Trieste, yeah, and Torino.
Tor-
And that was really fun. So they were like little intimate shows where I played piano for a room of people. But not as a DJ. So hopefully soon that would be really sick.
Maybe one day you will come here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
So that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
As I said before, in the next few days you will see everything on social media. Thank you again. Okay.
Amazing. It was so lovely to chat. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.